They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. They're eating... Go!
So, how are you today, Erik?
I am pretty good. So, how are you today, sir?
I'm doing good, Erik. I'm doing good. Thanks so much for joining us on this interview today. It's a real pleasure to have you.
Thank you for having me. You know, this album is it's been an uphill battle trying to get coverage for it because of the subject, the title
Yeah.
of the album. Everybody's freaking out. They don't even understand how I'm not in jail right now. You know what I mean? But I want to clear that up. I'm not telling anybody to go kill anybody. That is
Yeah.
not the premises of the album. I just want to
Absolutely.
make that clear.
Absolutely. Good. So, Erik, your new album, Make Assassinations Great Again, is to be out on 20th of this month. So, would you like to tell me a bit on the songwriting and production that goes behind this new album?
Yes, sir. So, I mean, the album itself, I obviously took Make America Great Again and turned it into Make Assassinations Great Again. People are wondering why I've done that. My response is, do I have your attention yet? Oh, I think I do. So now that I have your attention, you know, Erik Leviathan, I'm Erik Scarlett, but
Yeah.
Erik Leviathan, the Leviathan is a character that I created to address world issues, to address these things. If I actually did a lot of the things that I talk about in my music, I'd be in jail. And I know this because I've been in jail, I've been in prison, you know, for some of the things that I've talked about on one of my
Mm.
previous albums, Kill Your Local Pedophile. So, you know, anyway, these are all things of the past.
Yeah.
With this album, what our goal is to get people to take a look at our world leaders, everybody, not just Trump, not just Biden. I'm talking about the political system that is a structure right now. It is failing us, and we all need to be enraged. We need to stop fighting with each other because somebody is a Democrat or somebody's a Republican or they're independent. Those things don't matter because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, none of these people care about us. It's like that one little dude in his basement looking at this super big star on TV that doesn't even know he exists, but he worships him. Bro, at the end of the day, we the people of any country have a right to exist without fear of elimination for a different for our human differences. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not telling anybody that they need to go out and commit acts of violence, but what I am saying is now that I have your attention with this, listen and open your eyes and then do your own research. Don't believe everything I say. Don't believe everything anybody else says. Open your mind, do your research, and it might not what you find might not be aligned with your belief system, and that's okay. We need to dismantle everything that's going on and rebuild it in a way that is for humanity, not capitalism, not monetary gain, but for the future of this planet and the future of its people. There's always going to be people that are bad people. They want to take away guns. Brother, I spent so much time in prison. You don't need a gun to hurt people. I can kill you with a fucking shampoo bottle if I wanted to,
Yeah.
but I'm not. What I'm getting at is there's always going to be evil people. You don't need to take the guns. Get rid of the evil people. It's that simple.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Sorry.
That's
Do you have any other questions?
that's cool. That's cool. And I had the pleasure to listen to all these 10 mind-blowing songs. Like great work on starting with Make Assassinations Great Again, Kill the Tyrant, Indigenous, everything is good, beautifully done, great
Thank you.
musicianship, amazing vocals, and it might just blows my mind. So thank you so much for putting up an awesome album, even though the album is controversial to a lot of people. I think this is a brilliant work from you, and there's a lot of message for everybody around the world. So thank you for this awesome work. And as a creator, how do you feel about the outcome of this album?
Like I said, it's been received pretty well. I didn't think it was gonna be received as well. Um, I've created a lot of stuff in the past, and some of it wasn't very good. I learned how to do everything on my own. So with the production on this album, I was working with Aaron Moore from Amortal and Amortal Music, and I have to say that he brought out the best vocals that I have. He put me on a whole different level, which is great because his music brought that out of me. I think the production on this album, it's not super great because we didn't go to a studio and spend
Yeah,
$20,000, but not everybody's got 20 grand to drop on an album, man.
yeah,
If you like it, you like it. If you like the raw brutality, then it's meant for you. If you like polished shit, it's not gonna be meant for you. You might like the lyrics, but you might not like the music. You might like the music, but you might not like the vocals. It's all up to interpretation. But I myself, I'm very proud of this album. I think that this is one of the most truthful albums I have as far as the gloves are off and I'm not pulling any punches with what I have to say. Apparently, the things that I wrote about in the past, people weren't really grasping onto it or I wasn't expressing it correctly. So I figured, screw the metaphorical speaking through lyrics. I'm just going to put it plain in your face. And if you like it, cool. If you don't, somebody else will, you know what I mean?
yeah,
But it's an uphill battle because I've done this all by myself. Everybody that I reached out to as far as promoters, labels, they're like, we're not touching this. This isn't gonna see the light of day. Nobody's gonna cover this. I got it covered in Loudwire. Like the album's listed as one of the most albums to look forward to in 2025. And
yeah.
man, I wish that I was as big as my hype. You know what I mean?
Cool, man, cool. And the inauguration of Trump and your album release is on the same day. And any particular reason to pick up this day as in particular?
Well, yeah, on November 5th, we released the first single, Make Assassinations Great Again. And I was thinking, it's not an industry standard to release on a day that's not a Tuesday or a Friday, but I do everything the way I want to because I run everything myself. So, you know, um, I don't like sticking to industry standards normally because everybody else is doing the same thing. I want to be different. I
Yeah.
want you to look at me and be like, oh, okay, look at me. Don't look at me on the day somebody else released an album. You probably won't even hear my shit, you know? But the 20th, because it is the day that the president takes his inauguration. Granted, the album is not just based on him, it's based on all hypocrisy.
Yep.
It's not just an attack on him, even though he is the one that's there right now. You know what I mean? So yeah, we wanted to release it on that day to spoil his little inauguration with Elon Musk, even though most people aren't even probably going to hear it on the day it's released. It's just a It's just so when people look back, they can see the movement that we have with our
Yeah.
music and what we stand for and what we want to accomplish. You know what I mean?
Indeed. Yeah. Fantastic. And do you have some special plans for the day?
Ah, well, I mean, it goes live on all digital platforms that day. And then the physical store release date is on the 24th. So, like, I mean, I don't necessarily care if people buy the music because that's not what I'm in this for. I'm in this to reach as many people as possible. And people who support, like, if they just listen to the music and share it with people, that's how you can support me. If you want to buy
Yeah.
a record, they're there for you to buy, obviously. But like, I don't give two shits if I sell anything. I give two shits if people are listening and people are
Yeah.
sharing it and people are getting the message out. You know what I mean? I am a
Absolutely.
very unorthodox musician. Um, but we do have big plans for this album. It's not even complete yet. We I didn't necessarily want to release it early, but the inauguration was coming and I we had to cap it at 10 songs. But I've got four more songs written for this album
Yeah.
and power off. They need to be on the album. So we're gonna release a deluxe edition. And to make our
Yeah.
stance even clearer, it's not just gonna have we're gonna do what Korn did back in the 90s with alternate covers
Yeah.
because we don't take sides on politics. We stand alone. So our stance is everyone in that office is wrong globally. So on this special deluxe edition cover, we're putting everyone there. Benjamin Netanyahu, Vladimir Putin, everybody is going to be in the scope on the album. You know, again, not telling anybody to kill
Mhm.
anybody, but these
Yeah.
are extreme issues. They're extreme. They need to be talked about. They need to be heard. This isn't just a project to be cool or look cool. We don't care about fame.
Yeah.
This is a political movement. This is what we believe in. This is what we stand for. You know, so on that deluxe edition, we're going to have that one cover. And then we're going to have separate alternate covers with each political leader on the cover. This way, the fans, the people who listen to the music, y'all can decide who you hate more. And if you
Yeah.
want to buy that CD or support whichever CD, support the one. Yeah, it's just fan engagement.
Sounds cool. Sounds cool. And are you planning to have some kind of touring this year?
I've been offered from different festivals outside of the United States and inside the United States for Misanthropik Torment to play. Unfortunately, my band members are scattered across the state. Aaron Moore, he lives in California. I got a drummer, Hector the Beast. He's in Georgia.
Yeah.
They're everywhere. So in order for us to get to go and play these festivals, we need to figure out something to where we can get together, practice, and put on a good show for everybody. Because I don't want to go
Yeah.
up there half cocked and sound like an idiot. You know what I mean? But for,
Gotcha.
for the most for the most part, this project is about making music more than playing shows. And I know that that sounds horrible. I would love nothing more than to be up on stage playing and screaming my head off. But for right now, that's not in the cards for us, unfortunately.
Gotcha. 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 And quite starting with Leviathan, you have started putting up albums quite a lot lately. So how has this musical journey has been for you so far?
Oh man, it's been a journey. I've seen and been through so many things during this. I had to take a step back for a while because some of this, you get a lot of different people throwing death threats out there and saying whatever because they don't like what you're saying. And then there's people who are receptive to it. All in all, I love the journey. I thrive in adversity because, like, if you're telling me that I'm not going to be able to accomplish something, I'm that dude, man. I survived 16 years in prison. You're not telling me a damn thing. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. Um, and if nobody wants to release my music, I created my own label so I could release my own music. I created my own publishing company so I could promote myself. Like, at the end of the day, It's all about how bad I want it and how bad, you know what I mean? And if people are receptive, that's great. If I put in all this work and nobody cared about it, okay, cool. Maybe I'm in the wrong career, you know, but people are receptive. So that I've found that people respect people who are like real and not sugar coated by this generation of what I what's the word that I would fuck it, generation of pussies who don't know how to stand on their own 2 feet. Um, People like me because I am who I am, and they respect me because I am who I am. You know, and I don't mean to sound like I'm an egotistical asshole. I'm just saying that I am a real person. I'm a real individual. I'm a real artist, and I say things. I say things that people want to say, but they're too scared to say it. It's all fucked. And at the end of the day, I need to reiterate we need to stop fighting with each other about our differences, whether it be religion, sex, race, whatever. At the end of the day, this is what I know. I have seen what a prison looks like, okay? Now, if you take going from prison to coming out here and you look at all the religious leaders, they play the same tactics. They divide because there's more of us than there are of them. If we all stood up and said, we're not taking this, we could make a difference. Same thing in prison. When inmates get pushed to a point, they all rise up. They try to keep us divided so we don't do that. They want us to fight with each other about every little difference. Nah, open your eyes, everybody. Open your eyes and just figure it out, man. We are not the enemy. People are not each other's enemy. It's the people sending you to another country to die for their cause. By the way, I'm running for president in 2028. Erik Leviathan for president, and I will give the power back to the people.
Fantastic,
And,
mate.
and one more thing. If I've got a grievance with another world leader, I will fly my ass over to that world leader and say, we got a problem. Let's go handle this like men. And that's how wars should be fought. Not sending fucking other people's children to die for a cause that doesn't even matter at the end of the day, because this planet ain't ours. It's not ours. The land is nobody's. There's enough for everybody if people would stop being greedy. Sorry, my bad.
I totally understand the point. And I know it's a bit odd to ask you, but would you like to tell me a bit about your time in the prison and were you wrongly convicted and sent to prison, and what was the story behind it? Only if you'd like to talk about it.
Yeah. No, I have no problem with it. I've covered this in an interview before. So I was 18 years old, and some guy touched my ex-girlfriend's daughter in a way that he shouldn't have. So I went over and I stabbed him. What the police report says, I stabbed him 56 times and severed his penis from his body. So I got 16 years in the Arizona State Department of Corrections for that. And I was 18, had hair down past my ass. I was about 110 pounds, real skinny little fucker. I walk into prison and I'm on this yard, high yards. They got different level yards, but because of my crime, I got put in there with a bunch of killers, murderers, and all kinds of shit, you know? And I wasn't necessarily a violent guy back then. I mean, I stabbed somebody, yeah, but like he raped a kid, so he had it coming. You know what I mean? So my first day on the yard, they pat us down when we go to chow. Don't ask me how people get out of their cells with knives and shanks. There's just different ways. But it's my first day on the yard, really high level yard. And this big yoked up white dude with a bald head walks up to me, hands me his address book and a can of chew and says, "Give this to Nuke." I don't know who the fuck Nuke is. I don't even have time to respond before I see this guy go up 2 or 3 people in front of me and fucking shove a piece of steel through the back of somebody's neck, and the dude fucking spins around. It's like a fucking movie. You see blood spurting and shit.
Yeah.
I was fucking terrified. I laugh about it now. But straight up, I was fucking terrified because here I am, this little dude, in a fucking place full of people who are ready to kill for whatever reason. You know what I mean? So I had to figure it out. You know what I mean? Prison is definitely not a place anybody wants to go. If you want to go there, you're fucking stupid. It's not bragging rights. It's not a badge of honor. It's just something that was a part of my life that I talk about because that is where I grew up. And society out here, you know, when you're in prison, you're programmed to believe that you are the problem. You're the wrong one. Now, granted, there's a lot of people in there that should never see the light of day again. I've seen them. I've ate with them. I've been there. But there are people that don't necessarily belong there either. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And those are the people when they get out. When I got out, I took a look at society at first and I thought, okay, I'm going to go around a bunch of normal people and I'm going to live a productive life and you know, shit's going to be okay because people are not fucking scumbags. Well, I get out here and I take a look around and I'm scratching my head. I'm like, what the fuck is going on out here? These people are fucking worse than I've ever been in my life, and they don't have to pay for their fucking consequences. They don't have to pay for what they do, but I paid dearly with my life. Why don't these people have to pay? Because they got money. Money.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you know, we can go into this all day long, but I will say that prison did its job for me. I never want to go back, but it didn't do its job for me because it rehabilitated me. It just scared the shit out of me because I had to do a lot of shit in there to survive. Like, you know, there are things I did in there violently to people because I had to. You know what I mean? It wasn't a want-to thing. When you go in there and you say, "Oh, I don't want to do this," it's not about what you want to do. It's about what you have to do. And I wasn't necessarily that violent guy before I went in. I get out now and everybody thinks I'm a mean asshole, and it just that place changes you. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Sorry.
Understood. No worries, no worries. And did you get the inspiration to write music when you spent your time in prison, or how did it all started for you?
Oh no, I've been a musician since I was 5 years old. I just didn't know it till I was 14. um, my interest in music started at a very young age. My uncle, he used to I was like 5 or 6 years old. He used to wake me up to watch MTV Headbangers Ball. He turned me on to Kiss, Twisted Sister, Ozzy Osbourne. Those were like my first metal influences, and I was like, hell yeah, you know, Ozzy's biting bats off of heads and like or heads off of bats, you know. Um,
Yeah.
but I knew at a young age that I wanted to be in music somehow. That was just when music plays, every piece of my soul starts to vibrate. And I'm just like, yes, this is awesome. How do I do this? You know? Unfortunately, I have no musical talent. I am just a vocalist, and I mean, I make my vocals fit with the music, if that makes sense. But yeah, I would say when I was like 14, I was in school and we started a band called the Chaos Theory. We
Mm.
sucked, but I've been in music forever, you know. And then when I ended up going to prison, I sat there and all I did was write when I wasn't having to do other things to, you know
Mm.
what I mean? But
Yeah.
if music came in the form of a female, I would marry it. Honestly, that's what music is to me. I would marry it if it was just in a form of something.
Yeah. Gotcha, gotcha. Cool. And any highlight moments over the years that you want to share with me today?
Any high moments over the years?
Yeah, yep.
I would say that my main high moment for this year is well, last year anyway, for 2024, was how well the first single was received. And I'm just looking forward to what's going to happen with 2025 when the full album's released and how people respond to it. I'm
Yeah.
hoping that I don't get a knock on the door from the Secret Service.
Mm.
Hoping that I don't get arrested. But here's the thing, as things stand right now, what I'm doing is not against the law. What I have done is not a threat. But if on Inauguration Day they enact Project 2025, our world could be run like the movie V for Vendetta. Have you seen that movie?
Yeah, yes. I have.
I'm not gonna lie, I am worried about the state of our world, especially in my country, the freedoms that we have, the freedoms that we take for granted daily, like just the freedom to be able to say what you want. I'm kind of worried about that. I'm kind of worried about a lot of things with Project 2025. And that's another reason for this album. Extreme situations call for extreme solutions. And I don't necessarily know if change can come without a civil war. I would
Yeah.
hope so. I would hope so that we could file petitions and do this the right way and do it the way that they've set for us to be able to do it. But I don't have any real hope for that. You know, I think that at one point people are just gonna get tired, and I'm not telling people to. I'm just saying at one point I think that so many people are gonna be tired of being lied to and being oppressed
Yeah.
and people dying because specific laws are being passed that prevents medical treatment from helping somebody if they have um, a horrible pregnancy. You know, certain things are made against the law. So when a woman is having problems during birth, the doctor can't operate on her. The doctor can't do anything. Otherwise, the doctor goes to jail. So she just has to lay there and die. And this did happen. This happened in Texas. There was a case of that. So at the end of the day, we're all human beings. None of us really
Yeah.
know how we got here, no matter what you believe in. If you believe in a God, great. Let that God make you the best person you can be. I'm not here to dismantle beliefs. I'm here to dismantle the political structure that we have right now. Um, but no matter what you believe in, we're all human beings and we all live here. We all occupy this planet. And this is what we know for a fact, regardless of religious belief, because it's just a belief. A belief is not known fact. We have one life. We have one life to live, one life to make as great as we possibly can. Why are we making it so hard on each other? It shouldn't be this way.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank
Uh,
you, Eric. Thank you, Eric. Thank you. And Eric, finally, any message that you want to share with the fans around the world?
Final message. At the end of the day, if you don't like what I have to say, that's fine because I don't like what I have to say. Nobody should like anything that I have to say. But look into it. Do your own research, make up your own mind, and at the end of the day, do what you feel in your heart is right. Unless you're a piece of shit pedophile sex offender, then you should just go fucking kill yourself.
Beautiful. Thanks, Eric. Thanks, Eric. And Eric, I want to thank you so much for giving me today this wonderful opportunity to talk on the new album, Make Assassination Great Again. And thank you so much for the cause, for the belief that you have, and for the problems that we all face together in the world from the dirty politicians. So let's hope things change for us. May your cause come true, and let's have a peaceful planet Earth in the future. And I wish you all the
Sure.
best. And I wish you to do more great works for the nation and for the world. Thank you so much, Eric.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
My
Appreciate you.
pleasure, Eric. Take care. Have a good day. Bye bye.
You as well.